Hi everyone, this is Val and I have my latest junk journal here to show you today, and it's quite pretty. It's very lacy and soft pink and pastel kind of colours, based on flowers and fairies. Now it's a bit bigger than I normally make because of all the lace I put inside of it, and I didn't like it hanging outside the cover, so I had to hand make the cover myself rather than just convert something else. Nothing else quite suited. So I made the cover out of cardstock and manila folder and fabric, and you can see I've adorned it with lace and some images, and tied it with lace. It actually measures about 230 millimeters by 166, which is about 9 inches by 6.5. There are 3 signatures in it, and about 80 double-sided pages, plus doilies and things like that. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and learned some new things to do, and I've incorporated a lot of those into this journal. It's a little bit more, how can I say, embellished than I would normally do. I usually keep the pages fairly plain and flat for writing on, but I have sort of like gone a little bit outside my comfort zone here and just added a little bit more of those textured, pretty embellishments. So you'll see those as we go through. The kit that I used in this is one of my own kits. It's called Flowers and Fairies. It's available in my Etsy store, and I will put the link below. I actually used the Flowers and Fairy kit and the add-on kit as well, which comes to a total of 15 pages and about, I don't know, there must be about 9 pages of ephemera. So you see there's a lot of elements of that kit in this journal, and sometimes I've just used various cardstocks I have that I thought looked pretty, and a lot of flowers and things like that as well as the fairies. So here I've just done a little flip up envelope, and there's a couple of cards in there. Cicely Barker also did a range of cards. She wrote a book which I got from the op shop, and I'm afraid I've torn it up and put it in here. And I also got these set of cards from the op shop as well, also designed by her, so they fitted in really well in this. And this is one of the images from the kit, as are this little tuck and the tag there. And at the very back I've simply put, sorry they're not going to go in properly, I'll do that later, just a piece of cardstock shaped like a tag. And here I've just put a little scrappy on the front there with a little gold heart, so that's quite pretty. I like that. And so just a little card there from the kit. No, I actually made that one, sorry, it's actually not like that in the kit. I actually reduced the size of some of the pages, which anyone who downloads the Etsy kit can, because it can be adjusted in size, make it smaller, bigger, whatever you want. And I've got a little flip up there which I've embellished with some pretty little flowers and doily and a little bit of fibre tearing. This is just a card I had. I embossed it some time ago when I was into card making phase, which I'm not anymore, so I thought I might as well stick it in here. It's very pretty, very lacy floral kind of what do you call that? Oh, goodness me, you know what I mean. We'll come back to that. And here we go, just another little card from the kit with another one behind. And this is just a book page. Embossing is what I'm talking about. A book page from a book of flowers that I've got. Another one from the kit, which in this case is just that little bit smaller. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I think this is where I was up to. So this is one of the kit pages, and over on the other side I've done some little envelope flips. So there's a little envelope there with a couple of little elements in there, and that's attached to another envelope that flips over with just some paper in there to journal on. And then on this side, I was going to just decorate the flap of the envelope, but it just looked too scrappy, and so I put this panel over it, and there's just a page from a book in the back there about good fairy, naughty fairy, which is another one of my op shop finds. Just sits behind there. So I've used some white paper. I left a lot of white papers in this journal because I think it just is a bit crisper and cleaner, particularly if this journal does go to a young girl. I think it is very suitable for a young girl, or certainly somebody young at heart. I just love the fairies. So I've got this purple paper as well, well, mauve, and some lined. These are elements from the kit. I always seem to make these file folder things, 4 little pockets in all my kits, and there's a couple of tags from the kit as well. this paper is something I designed for this particular kit, kind of like one of the other kit pages. And then just some random little scrappy bits of paper from my collection. One of my Edith Holden book pages. I just love her. She has to go in every journal. That's my new thing. And just a little, I made an altered paper clip there just with one of the circles and put a tag behind it. I've got some kind of like creamy yellow papers as well, so some of those are in here. That's a kit page. That's elements from the kit. That's another one of the cards from Shirley Barber's card pack of fairies. And that's the middle of the first signature. That's a kit page. Just a little tuck spot up there with just some random card stock or paper from my stash. Another kit page. All the fairy elements are kit pieces, of course. Oh, well, that's not true. Can't say that. Some come from Shirley Barber's cards, but yeah, that's the other side of the Edith Holden paper. And here I've just made a little lacy pocket with some cardstock lace panel and a decorative little heart. And I've made a couple of tiny little envelopes because I just think little girls would just love that little notebook in there. Look at that, how cute is that? And the other one has got just some folded up paper there for journaling on. I did think I might give this journal to my great-granddaughter, but she's only 4 and I think she's perhaps not ready for this, so I might make her one later on, or I don't know, might put it away for her for a couple more years. But of course, you know, I might sell it in the meantime as well. She might have to wait till we do another one. Kit pages. The other side of that floral paper that I put in. This is something I saw on Facebook where you just use envelopes. So that's just made a little pocket out of cutting half an envelope away. And then on the front I've just handmade a little envelope to go there as well. And there's a couple of the little images from the Flowers and Fairy kit as well, as are those. Did a bit of stamping as well, just a little bit here and there, just with that one stamping. I've got lots more, but I didn't get around to dragging them out. Another of the file folders, kit page, book papers. So lots of different elements. This is just some cardstock from my stash, and I've made a little pocket here with one of the images from the kit. They're from the kit. And I put a little glassine bag type arrangement on the back with a tag in there. And just to sort of make a bit of interest, I made this flower on a stick kind of thing because I just think it looks really cute there. I mean, I could have stuck it to the page, but I just like the fact that you can take out the flower on a stick. I think it's cute. And on the other side of that cardstock, I've just made a little flip down, flip up with a little notebook there, a little notepad and a little tag in there. And that just clips behind there. And one of the fairy signs from the kit and another tag. Lined paper from the kit. Again, kit pages. I said there's a lot in that kit, so I printed out some extra of this particular page. I have some of it on just the paper for the pages, but I also did some on cardstock, so I could make pockets and just random pieces of journaling space with it. And I always make a few of these little pennant shapes as well, which I always use to make altered paper clips. I don't give the shape for the backing piece, but I just cut it a similar shape, but I have the image that goes on the front part as part of the kit. They're kit pages too. I didn't put anything in the middles as yet, but you know, potentially I will put little flowers on there or something. What's on that one? Oh, that was the altered paper clip. Excuse me. So lots of writing space here, as well as pretty images from the kit pages, doilies, so forth. And here I've just used some cardstock to make a little side tuck on both the front and the back of that page. And I haven't decided, this looked a bit plain without something there, so perhaps I'll put something there like that. And that's just a little faux envelope type thing. Another book page. which could be, I could you know, sort of embellish these pages a little bit. I don't think the printing itself is particularly relevant to my journal, but I haven't as yet. So they're all things that could be done, you know, to finish embellishing this journal as time goes by. And here I've just made a little pocket out of a junk envelope, and I've just chopped it in half and put some pretty cardstock on the front, and then a little torn section at the bottom in a similar paper to make another little tuck there at the front for those tags that are from the kit. My husband's just started mowing the lawn. I think you probably can hear him in the background, so never mind. Just a couple of tags, just a little bit of random paper from my stash that I've just put in there because the butterflies go with the whole fairy thing. And another one of Edith Holden's pages, another book page. Another little envelope tuck spot that I've made here, one on the front as well, and that just, I haven't affixed it to the page, but it certainly could be, and I've just put one of my beautiful doilies on there, and that's the reason I think why I haven't stuck it to the page, because it would make it rather rough to write on with that underneath it. And here's one of the things, I saw this on someone's YouTube channel, and they call them hangover cards, because they just hang over the top of the journal page, and I think they just look cute. And I'm supposed to have a little tag in there. Ooh, I'll have to find something for in that. And yeah, just a few little things there. And on the other side, I'll put one of my little fabric scrappies. And so that's the hangover card. I think it's quite cute. And I've got a little heart charm on there as well. Kit papers. Just a little tag I made. I just did the book page, and I like the pages where on the back of it, on the other side, although I've doubled that up, is just the blank paper that's in the book. So I like to put that as the backing paper if I'm going to use them for tags or you know, or journaling space. And just some music paper there that I've journaled. Here I've just folded it up, put a bit of lace on to make a tuck spot at the bottom, and just a little word there, a little phrase there, which I had to put there because when I stamped I made a bit of a mess in the middle, so I just embellished it over top of it, which is what I do. More ephemera from the kit. And here I've just used some of the elements from the kit to decorate this these baggy kind of things. And I think I've got something in there. Yes, just more from that book about Good Fairy, Naughty Fairy. And this is just the bottom of that bag, which I folded up to make a little tuck spot for some of the ephemera. These also are in the kit. They're just little things for you to do some fussy cutting on. I just think they're really cute little elements to add a bit of interest. Another little flip up here, and this is just cardstock that I had in my stash. It was kind of like a fantasy kind of stuff. I had mermaids and fairies and unicorns and all that kind of stuff, so I just got out the fairy stuff and used that to do a few of the pockets and so forth. And that's just another one where I've reduced one of the kit pages down small to make it a journaling card. It's not actually in the kit like that, but that's something that you can do with the pages. In all kits, not just mine. And that's another kit page. Here I've just used one of the circles, a little bit different. Instead of using the altered paper clip, I've just used a doily to make a little tuck spot on the side. And it's another one of those little envelopes, but this one I've just stuffed with, you know, flowers and bits and pieces and some of the matching cardstock, and just a tiny itty bitty little flip up. So they're all in there for whoever has the journal to just do a little bit more embellishing as they like. And on the other side it just holds a tag. There's the other side of that music paper that's folded up with lace edge to create the little tuck spot there, and a bit of random paper doesn't belong in there, and more kit papers. And here's another one of those double envelope flip outs, so the envelope flips out there. Another one of Shirley Barber's cards, and then another envelope that has the Good Fairy, Bad Naughty Fairy in the back, and on the other side I've made a pocket on what would have been the front of the envelope, made a little writing pad at the back, and a little pocket at the front for some tags. And when you open that one out, this page was a bit too long for the book, so just put a little tuck on this front, and when you fold that down you see the full picture. And that is from Shirley Barber's Book of Fairies, which matches the cards. So just, yeah, it's not really the same kind of fairies, but I still thought it was nice to go in there. And then on the other side of this one, I just used the flap to be a tuck spot. Again, I could do something a bit more exciting with that page, but at the moment I haven't. And that's one of the mason jars from the kit, which is another thing I often will put in my kits, and a tag at the back. There's quite a bit of ephemera if you use both the fairies and the flowers and fairies and the add-on. Now this is something else I saw on Facebook. It didn't turn out as nicely as the one, on YouTube. It didn't turn out as nicely as the one that I watched the lady do. I'm trying to think who it was. Saw something, you know, I was like, you watch about 6 people at once. You can't remember who showed you what, but it was really, really interesting. She just handmade these little envelopes and then just stacked them like that, so you've got all those angled tuck spots there. And I think it's really, really cute. And I keep trying with that one. I'm not so happy with my first effort, but it's still something worth persevering with. I'll be doing that again. And that's the last page. And in the back I've just got a bit of a tuck spot there with my card and a bingo card with that pretty little fairy on there. I haven't put anything on the back. I may do. If I do, it'll be something simple, but I'm quite happy really because it's such a pretty fabric. I'm quite happy to leave it plain. So there you go. There you are. That's my Flowers and Fairies journal based on my Flowers and Fairies kit. I hope you like it, and I hope you'll take a look in my Etsy store and see what you like. I have got another fairy kit coming, which will be vintage fairies instead. I did a bit of preliminary work on that, and I was asked to make a vintage fairy kit, and it's almost ready to go on Etsy, but not quite, and I won't get a chance to finish that off for a couple of days. So yes, that's coming. Thank you very much. Thank you for looking.